Welcome back, Bulletproof Ballers. We are rolling. We're back from Vanuatu in the UK. I've recovered from tonsillitis. We are back rolling. Today I want to talk to you about the secret muscle for knee health, the forgotten muscle for knee health. It's been highlighted a lot in recent years by Ben Patrick, by my mentor, and that is the VMO. People will tell you still, and they'll say they're pushing it too much or this and that, but we're not trying to push it more than any other muscle. But we are saying it's important for knee health, and I'm going to explain to you why, show you why, and how to train it. It's also like you want to do everything in balance. The aim of the game is balance. So it's like the bigger the VMO in relation to the other quad muscles, the better your knee health is going to be. If you look at having a knee surgery, the first muscle to go is the one that's closest to it, which is the VMO. So let's have a look, let's dive into this. I'm going to give you some education on the VMO, why it's so important for knee health, and how to actually train it. What's the progression of that going to be like? So what is the VMO? What is that bad boy? If we have a look here, that is absolutely gone. So quad equals 4. Are 4 muscle groups, right? The VMO is this tear-shaped one on the inside, which isn't there on the left picture, but is now there on the right picture. This is me just a year, I think probably like 2 years after my knee surgery, where my entire quads aren't there. Like you can see how the rectus femoris, you can see how the lateralis are still bigger on this side, but there's definitely a really big difference in the VMO because like I wasn't using the knee, I wasn't going knee over toe. It atrophies the most in people with knee injury. You will see that it will just completely go in these people, and I've made this transformation. I'm going to show you how I made that transformation, and in this time, my knee health has gone from really bad to really good, and there's kind of you can see the difference there, right? So we know that when the knee is under pressure, the VMO is the first muscle to contract. It's the closest muscle to the knee, but I can't spell there, but a proportionally bigger VMO equals less knee pain, and proportionally means compared to the rest of the quad muscles. So if your lateralis is way bigger than your VMO, there is going to be issues there, and you see this in people like, for example, having a knee dislocation. Their knee will go out to the side, and they always, not always, but most of the time have a way bigger lateralis than they do a VMO because they can't get into that knee over toe position when there is pressure on the knee. So it does get smaller and smaller. And also a second reason is for athleticism. Like if you look at Messi, he's the best player ever. Like you may say Ronaldo, but Messi is the best player ever, in my opinion. But if you look at his freaking VMOs, like he's the best decelerator, he's had very little knee injuries, and his VMOs are freaking massive. Like look at, he has bulletproof baller standard VMOs. Like this is what we want to get everyone to, and we definitely can get everyone to this. If you look in this clip on the left when he's going into it, boom! Look how big that VMO is. Boom, boom, boom. He literally has cannonballs as VMOs, and that's really what we want everyone to get to. And the issue is that a study showed that you can't preferentially train a VMO, which is bad news because that means that it will never grow in proportion if it's got smaller. Like that would just be the case. Like if your VMO's just gotten really small and you can't preferentially train it, then no matter how much you train your quads, like your VMO is just always going to be smaller. Clearly that's not the case. Clearly there is going to be some exercises which make it grow a little bit faster so you can rebalance your quad muscles. God's just not going to design you where you can't rebalance your body and get your body back to health. And we see that in the new studies that come out. So that study that I was talking about only tested to 90 degrees and with knee behind the toe. So it was doing lunges, it was doing squats, but the knee was behind the toe only to 90 degrees. And now the data shows that more knee over toe and the deeper, the more the VMO is trained. But mostly that more knee over the toe because there's more pressure on the knee. ACG Science done a great video on this on YouTube, and he got the guy that actually done the research study that shows that when we add a heel elevation, the knee goes more over the toe. There's more VMO activated in the step-ups, in the split squats, in the squats. So we can preferentially train it, and we really need to train it if we want our knee health to be where it should be. It's the first muscle to contract when the knee's under the pressure. We know from the infamous study in the 1960s that when the knee goes over the toe, there is more pressure placed on the knee. So that means just like not even having this new study, but just like thinking about it is, okay, the VMO contracts fast when the knee's under pressure. The knee's more under pressure when the knee goes over the toe. Oh, we should start training the knee over the toe. And then you're going to be like, well, I haven't trained my knee over toe in years because it hurts to go into that position. Well, I'm going to show the absolute progression that I used and we use with our clients to actually be able to get that knee to not only go knee over toe, but to have big old fat messy VMOs and to have your knee come back to life and to rebuild the strength in it. The first is the sled. If you look at the sled, every single step is behind the toe when we're pushing into the ground. So this is the lightest level. It's concentric only. It's not going to break down the tissues loads and loads and loads, and we can really get a great pump pretty much every single day. Like, you can recover from the sled within a few hours, so you can do this once a day, maybe even twice a day if you're pushing it. I'd probably go once a day, but you see that the knee is over the toe at every single step that we take. And we really do want to think about that, taking as big a step as we can back without pain. If there's any pain, like, regress it. But this is the first step. The second step is then the step up. If you look at the exact same position as the sled, this is the only difference is that the heel would have been raised here, and there is variations of the step up where you can do this as well. I'm just doing a Patrick step up here. Like, you can do Peterson's, you can do Poliquins, you can do whatever. I prefer to have a balanced approach when it comes to the step up, especially to start with. So we want to build that ankle mobility as well in the same time. But we can see that's the exact same progression of step up, except now we have eccentric loads. So the eccentric is when the muscle or whatever you're training is going from a contracted to a relaxed state. And this is going to be where the damage breakdown happens. This is going to be where we are stronger to a certain extent, but it is going to be where the damage breaks down. So there's going to be more DOMs than there is in doing something concentric. But if we look at this here, boom, knee over the toe. So that's why the step up trains the VMO, because that knee position is way over the toe. And we're keeping our torso vertical, keeping that load on the quads. So you'll see here that we really, really use this step up, Patrick step up, Poliquin step up, whatever you want, to really rebuild that VMO and make sure that is getting stronger and our knee is coming back to life. And you can start this at whatever level. Again, the third progression is then the A to G split squat. Here, there's a little more stress on the knee joint itself because we are going to a full range of motion. Again, you can see here, knee over the toe, so the VMO is contracting. This time we have a full knee bend, so the connective tissue, some of it's going to be lengthened out, some of it's going to be compressed. It's a little more intense. So there is regressions to this as well. There's regressions to every single exercise that I'm showing you here, and I've been through them in other videos. So go and find those, and if you need any help on anything else, just comment down below. But we really do need to get these exercises at whatever level we can do them pain-free and then progress them over time. And yeah, all of these exploded my quads. So that's the next progression, the A to G split squat. It's a little less knee over toe than what we're going to look at now, the VMO squat. So this is even more. So on this, we're really getting high on the slant board, thinking about, okay, already in this top position, the knee's over toe. If you look in the split squat, in this top position, the knee doesn't go over the toe for a while. So it's not knee over toe, not knee over toe, knee over toe there, like when you're halfway through the rep. Whereas on the VMO squat, already in the top portion of the rep, we're pretty much going knee over toe straight away. Boom, there. That's knee over toe. That's where it starts going knee over toe. So in the split squat, it's more like here. But in the VMO squat, it's more like here. So then that means, okay, all of this pressure in the knee, the VMO is contracting, the VMO is contracting, the VMO is contracting. Especially, we want to try and keep this torso straight. We want to keep these elbows above our things. You can do a normal squat on flat ground and stuff, but if it's not full range of motion, the knee's not coming over the toes like this, and also you're leaning really far forward, that's going to be way more on the hips than it is on the knees. Here we're really thinking about, and this is like an old video of me, so now I'd be doing it with my torso completely vertical. The more shin angle we can get down that way, the more knee over the toe we can get, the more knee and the more VMO that is going to be. So we're really trying to contract here, and that is going to be more pressure on the knee. The next one is then the VMO 100s, and these ones are a doozy. They're a freaking killer. If you haven't done the VMO 100s and you go into them, you'll be like, oh my god, I'm destroyed. So you want to progress up to this. This is the progressions. I'm not saying do this all in one session. I'm saying build to these over the time. If all you can do right now without any pain is a sled, do a sled. If all you can do is a step up, do a step up. If all you can do is a split squat, do a split squat. But we're going in the level of intensity they are and how much they are going to build your VMOs. So VMO 100s are basically, we're getting down into this bottom portion of the range in the same as the VMO squat. But this time we're just going to pulse down there. So we're really going to keep that tension on the VMOs. Boom, boom, boom. And we're going to do 100 reps. In this video, like I end up doing like a couple of sets of something else. It's not the VMO 100s, but it is like the VMO pulse as well, which I wanted to show you. So this is gonna be super intense on the quads. If you if you want a quad pump, the two exercises that are gonna be like the game changer are gonna be sled and the VMO 100s. It's crazy. If you do have any pain, you can use floss bands to regress it, or assistance, take off your body weight. But these are really going to build big, fat, juicy VMOs, exactly what we want. And again, all the exercises regress to the level, but I really wanted to hammer into you today, like, why we should train the VMO because, one, knee health. Contracture fast when knee is under pressure. The bigger the VMO, the more protected your knee is going to be against pressure. So that means when you go back into your sport, not only is your knee going to be stronger, but you're actually going to be better at your sport because everything is just more effortless. If your mind knows that you have a restriction, if your mind knows that you are weak in a certain position, it's not going to allow you to go there. So you see how knees over toes Messi gets in these things. Other players don't do that. He gets so low to the ground. He gets to mad shin angles. His shins are literally slapping the ground in some things. His deceleration ability is crazy. And he can do this because of the size of the VMOs, because his body allows him to do that. So if we build the VMOs back up, your knee health going to go up and your athleticism is going to go up. And if you want our help to actually run through this entire system to build your VMOs back, if you have a knee injury, if you have any type of injury in the lower body, then all you have to do is apply in the description down below. We do take in quite a few clients a month, and we've transformed a bunch of people. And this is a principle that we use over and over again, is people come to us where their VMOs aren't that big, and they leave where their VMOs are really big, and they come in not being able to play sport and having pain and injury, and they leave being able to play sport and not having any pain or injury. So it's a common denominator between everyone, and we're not saying that's the only thing we do. We build the body in balance, but people's bodies are severely imbalanced, and this is something that is missed in the traditional route. So people coming to me months after surgery and they haven't regained their VMO size. 2 months later with us, they've regained the VMO size. So yeah, link in the description to apply for that. I hope this video helps. Please start training your VMOs, and this made Ballers bulletproof again.